Eee! The screams of 3 kids were the only sounds in the small spacecraft. It fell out of the sky going way too fast. It was going so fast it glowed red. This is not my fault, thought Cloud2. He was steering the spacecraft. I did everything the book said. Well, almost everything. The speed of the spacecraft's fall pulled up the skin on the kids' faces. The skin rippled. Cloud2's little sister Plu looked at her reflection in the glass. The rippling skin is interesting, she thought, like waves in a pool. So that is what happens when you go too fast in a spacecraft. The smell of something burning began to fill the cabin. The bad thing is, I am about to die, thought Lek, Cloud2, and Plu's brother. The good thing is, I will never have to do homework again. It was getting hot in the spacecraft. All 3 kids were sweating inside their foil spacesuits. The spacecraft began to shake. Cloud2, Plu, and Lek felt the shaking in their bones and teeth. I wonder what it will feel like to die, thought Plu. Probably not much fun, but at least it'll be interesting. I wonder if the dead get to read a lot. She used ESP to send a thought message directly to her big brother's mind. Did you remember to turn on the anti-gravs, Cloud2? She asked. Of course I turn on the anti-gravs, Cloud2 asked back. I am not stupid, Plu. When Plu wasn't looking, Cloud2 reached over and turned on the anti-gravs. The spacecraft slowed down. The skin on the kids' faces stopped rippling. Maybe we are not going to die, thought Lek. That is a good thing. The bad thing is, now I will have to keep doing homework. Which is worse? Plu looked out the window of the spacecraft. The planet was mostly desert. But way off in the dark distance lay a blanket of tiny, twinkling lights. A colony of clever aliens! Plu saw the planet rushing up to meet them. All the kids screamed. The spacecraft landed very hard. It bounced and skidded toward a huge rock. Would it stop before smashing into the rock? The kids held their breath. The spacecraft dug a long trench in the sand before it shuddered to a stop. It missed the rock by inches. Red and blue lights blinked all over the ship. A loud warning buzzer buzzed. Everybody out, Cloud2 shouted. Fast! This thing could blow up! The 3 kids scrambled out of their seats. They squeezed out of the tiny round exit door. One by one, they plopped onto the cold sand. They rolled away from the spacecraft. Plow had a headache. Lek had a neck ache. Cloud2 had a nose ache. But they were all glad to be alive. What would happen to them now on this strange planet? What weird creatures would they meet? Maybe these creatures will have long, horrible teeth, Lek worried. If they have long, horrible teeth, will they chew me up? Or will they swallow me alive? Which would I hate more, being chewed up or being swallowed alive? Being swallowed alive would be less painful. But if I were chewed up, I would not feel the burning of the creature's stomach juices. Plu, Lek, and Cloud2 breathed in the cool night air. They heard they could breathe on this planet without oxygen tanks. They took a few steps in the sand. They had no trouble moving around. The gravity here was the same as back home. The only sound was the wind. The stillness was broken by a faint puttering noise. Uh-oh, said Cloud2. Someone is coming. Hide. The 3 kids ducked behind a dune. The puttering noise grew louder. Cloud2, they will see the spacecraft, cried Plu. Do you have the hidecraft? No, Plu, said Cloud2. Where is it, Cloud2? Plu asked. Quick! I might have left it inside, said Cloud2. This is awful. The spacecraft was their home away from home. If someone saw it, they would want to take it. Then Lek, Cloud2, and Plu would be stuck on this planet forever. Before anyone could stop her, Plu darted out from behind the dune. She ran to the spacecraft and squeezed inside. Lek and Cloud2 saw the headlight beams. A black truck bounced over the top of a dune. It was coming closer. Plu pulled herself out of the spacecraft. In her hand was a small remote control, the hidecraft. She pointed it at the spacecraft and clicked a button. The spacecraft got blurry, and then it was gone. The black truck stopped. It shone a bright spotlight on Plu. 2 giants jumped out of the truck. They were the biggest creatures the kids had ever seen. They wore tan uniforms, black boots, and helmets. Plu dropped the hidecraft into the sand. She reached into the pocket of her spacesuit and pulled out a pack of language gum. The taller giant ran over to Plu. He snatched the language gum out of Plu's hand. He grabbed her arm and pushed her toward the black truck. Her body was shaking with fear. Lek, Cloud2, what are these creatures? Plu esped. I think Earthlings call this place Nevada, esped Lek. They must be Nevadonians. No, Nevadunians? Or is it Nevadownians? What do they want from me? Esped Plu. They probably want to look you over, esped Cloud2. They have not seen many visitors from our planet. Do not worry, we will rescue you. When, Cloud2? Plu esped. Soon, Plu, trust me. Have I ever let you down? Lots of times, Plu esped. Just look at that thing, said the taller giant. He was from the top-secret Groom Lake Army Base, Area 51. He pointed at Plu. Is that alien ugly or what? Ugliest thing I've ever seen, said the shorter giant. Look at its big head, and those huge eyes, and its disgusting gray skin. Ugh. What was that thing reaching for? Asked the taller giant. The shorter giant opened the pack of language gum balls and looked. Huh. Different colored little balls, like marbles, he said. Could be some kind of weapon. Lucky I got to it first, or we'd be in little tiny pieces now. They pushed Plu into their truck and took off for Area 51.